Capricorn. My name is Kristen Simone Hansen, and welcome to Secrets. Hi Capricorn, so here we are with your love reading for December 2023. And let's get into this. So the first thing I wanted to mention when it comes to love is the fact that Venus is going into Scorpio. With Venus going into Scorpio, things get very deep here. Venus is not necessarily comfortable in Scorpio, but I myself am a lover of detriments. I'm a lover of uncomfortable placements, because that's where we find growth. That's where we find development of ourselves. And the Venus in Scorpio, or Venus in the 8th house experience, is one that is very triumphant, very intense, and yes, it's very karmic. It's all about karma, and it's all about going into the depths of the way in which we relate to others. But it is beautiful, it is transformational, it is powerful. It is where love goes beyond the status that it finds itself in, and the Libra energy. It's where love transitions beyond general romanticism that you find in those places. It's where love goes deep. It's where it can transcend all things that might stand in its way. So with Venus being in Scorpio, sorry, I'm a little cold, but with Venus being in Scorpio, our relationships are taking center stage, and what it is that we can get out of them. Last month we saw ourselves with Mercury in Scorpio, where we were unafraid to talk about the deeper things with people we were involved with. You know, what is the truth underneath the surface? If you're dating, if you're single, you really wanted to transcend yourself through others, have more unapologetic, more honest conversations, especially as you guys have been growing so much as people, growing so much in your authenticity. That Mercury and Scorpio found you in a space where you didn't want to keep on a facade. You know, you've been slowly learning, especially after that Venus and Leo transit throughout the summer, that an image, or kind of coming up as your best self, is actually what works against you in love. And you've been slowly breaking that down and being much more authentic, much more yourself, much more aware of the trueness of love, and not in a space where you can allow yourself to be used, or allow yourself to be recognized or acknowledged from your surface, whether that be your finances, your look, your image, the things you have going for you. Taking down all those Capricornian things that say, you know, 10th house, image, status, and going within to the depths of Capricorn energy, and understanding that it's about substance, that it's about your internal value. And you guys have really been showing people your internal values. And these conversations have gotten deeper and more honest. So here we are now with Venus in Scorpio, and you're in December. There's a lot of good, beautiful, lucky energy for you in December. But also you're in a space where you're evaluating the people around you, you're evaluating the situations, and you, again, are back in a space where you're realizing what serves and what doesn't serve, what you will tolerate versus what you won't tolerate. And it's putting you in a space where you're hyper aware of what you feel, especially when you want to talk about the fact that Scorpio does represent your 11th house. So it's not just romantic, it's also you looking at your friendships, your colleague relationships, and really looking at the other side of them. As when Neptune steps into, when Neptune goes direct, I've been stuttering all day. I don't know if it's, you know, I don't know why. But anyway, so when Neptune stations direct, you are going, which happens on Neptune stations direct on the 6th. Venus goes into Scorpio on the 4th. So when Neptune stations direct, a lot of the things that have been kind of fogging up your mind are going to come into complete clarity. So you're going to be able to see people clearly. You're going to be able to see situations exactly as they are. So no more distortion in a sense where like you're over idealizing something, or you're making someone a monster underneath your bed. You're going to be able to see people and things more clearly and see the value in those who are maybe trying to show you that they have value. And also you'll be able to see those that are showing up in a way that is more hurtful or more harmful, clear as day. I love December because with all that's going on with your self-worth, all that's going on with you looking at the past in relation to the present, and you gearing up for your season, it is all a time for you to be able to see things clearly because of the way your self-worth has transitioned itself. So who truly, I was going to say, who truly has power here? It's an awareness of what that actually is. And understanding through you understanding yourself and being able to open new doors because of it, which is beautiful. And with Venus squaring Saturn, you're going to be letting go of a lot of love karma. In general, December is the time to let go of love karma. You've been letting it go slowly but surely. That last transition of it happened during the 2 eclipses, and then here you are in December. And since those eclipses, that wheel has been turning like the wheel of fortune, and December is going to show you where you realize the wheel is now completely turned. It's like a light bulb is going to go off and you're going to realize that you're living in a different reality. So anyway, so lots of love karma is going to be released, and so you're going to, in December, you're going to be able to open your eyes and see that and understand that, and it's going to feel very uplifting, which is nice. You're feeling very abundant when it comes to love. People are wanting to give to you. There's something about you that is, again, your magnetism has been increasing over the year. And if you have been putting yourself in a good karmic space, people want to gravitate towards you. There's something, you've increased your sense of self-value and understand that it all happens within here. It's not about what you put on the outside. It's not about what you provide on the outside. The way you've been loving on yourself is now making it so that others want to love on you at the same extent. There's so much socialization happening during December. There's so many connections forming and all eyes on you, which is very, very nice. Also, again, things get clearer when it comes to love. You're seeing what it is and what it isn't. You're also being hyper aware of how people truly feel about you. And one of the biggest things as well is as you dive into the depths of your connections and your conversations, I think for me personally, the thing that I think is the most triumphant or the most transformational is being able to understand the face of the monster under your bed. And the monster under your bed in terms of love and relationships could be an ex, it can be a bad friend, it can be a negative situation with a colleague, it can be the way you view yourself in relation to the rest of the world. You're able to take the monster from underneath your bed and look it in the face. I was talking about this the other day where I was saying how conscious compassion is the greatest source of power that you can use when you're talking about war. And why is it that it is important when it comes to navigating your situations with other people? Because sometimes we think if there is a negative attack on you, or if somebody is being harmful or hurtful to you, we go into this defense mode. But conscious compassion makes it so that, no, you are not over empathizing with this person. You are not justifying them or giving them excuses, but it's understanding how to take the monster from underneath your bed and look it in the face. And when you look it in the face and you look it in its eyes, you can see its motive. You can understand its motive. And most importantly, you can understand that monsters do not exist under your bed unless they need something from you. There's a reason why, like when we watch cartoons like Monsters, Inc., right? You see the currency of monsters. The scream is the currency. They need the scream more than they need anything. They're codependent on the desire to have you in fear. There's a reason why they want you there. So as you sit there and you look it in the face, you understand that it lives in its own self-imposed hell, right? That the reasons behind the things that have taken place that could have hurt you or wounded you are not necessarily about you, but they are an indication of what's coming from the other. And that is one of the most beautiful things that are taking place in December, because as Sagittarius goes into Mercury, there's going to be a lot in your subconscious mind that is going to be hurting you about the past or about the present moment when you're seeing some of the dark sides of things. December in general is a beautiful month, but these are the things that can be moving through your mind, especially when it comes to love. You're looking at the past, or you're looking at relationships that do not serve, friendships, connections, etc. As you revisit these spaces and as you look into these things, and because you're staring at your new reality, which is much better, right? And as those haunted things come up from the past, make sure that you're picking out every single monster and you're looking it in the eyes, and you're no longer giving it the power that you think that it has. That person, that narcissist, or whatever it might have been, that abuse, you're able to see it and understand that it needed you more than you needed it. And that anyone that puts any kind of negative connotation towards you or tries to hurt you or wound you, it's because they're hurting a lot more than you are. And they gained a lot from you putting you in that space, which is very, very great to be in that mindset for December, because it's triumphant. Honest expectations and conversations going on in your love life as well. So on a more lighter note, for those of you who had just started dating, or you're single and you're talking to someone, or the beginning of or if you're in a new connection, you guys are getting deeper with each other. You want to get more intimate. So sex can be very intimate, very interconnected. Also in a way where you're diving deeper also as friends, because again, Scorpio is your 11th house. So you're getting closer to your partner or your potential partner. For those of you in long-term relationships, there is and there has been, especially after that Leo Venus, there's a connectedness that has really been intertwining with you guys. And you can find yourselves almost feeling like a bit of a Bonnie and Clyde kind of effect, you know, where you're really in tuned with one another. And for those of you that are new connections, that kind of chemistry is beginning to form between you and another person, which is very nice. It is getting more honest and on a intimate level, but then also being able to create this kind of organic friendship, which is also very nice. Blurred lines are erased as well. So another thing that can happen in terms of your love life, especially for those of you who have been in more like vague relationships, I want you or I don't. I want this or I don't want this. This is where I want to go and this is where I don't want to go. So different things like that. More blunt, straightforward conversations. You also can find yourself, this is big for the feminines as well. Whoever it is that is interested in you, you can find them being much more serious about you, or serious about wanting to up-level your commitment. For those of you who are in long-term relationships, you can find yourself getting engaged, you can find yourself getting married, really strengthening the bond that you have with someone else. When Capricorn moves into your sign, you're going to be feeling more attractive, more alive. Again, more of this pulling, magnetic energy. You're shining with the world. You're really sharing yourself with the world. For those of you who are single and ready to mingle, there are many different people that are around you that want to connect with you. You're feeling alive, you're feeling magnetic. All throughout your season, you're going to kind of have this, I'll just say your season in December, this kind of, I don't know, star-like quality. That's the big theme for you guys, the star. And you're shining bright, you're almost glistening in terms of the energy that you're giving off, and it's pulling people toward you. So wherever you stand on the threshold of romantic love, it works in your favor. Whether you're in a long-term commitment and this kind of magnetism makes you guys close, thick as thieves. If you are in a dating scenario and it's strengthening a bond that you've been slowly developing with another person, or if you are single and you just are more shining and want to bask in your own self-love, or dating multiple people, it's working in your favor. So it's a great magical time, especially when you want to talk about gearing up for the holiday parties, New Year's, etc. Just feeling kind of glamorous, I would say, and handsome and confident. Despite the kind of year that you have, it's almost like your confidence is rooted in your resilience. And that's a different level of self-love, really. It's being able to look at all of it and say, you made it, you know? And it's the kind of, it's almost like a warm blanket that you're wrapping around yourself, and also a warm blanket that other people are wrapping around you. So the people in your life want to wrap a warm blanket around you as well, which is nice. So to get a little bit into Mercury retrograde, the issue going on with Mercury retrograde is that there may be misunderstandings and conflicts with partners and people because of these things. So if you are trying to strengthen a bond, I would say if you can have these more serious conversations and connections before Mercury goes retrograde, which is on the 12th, because Mercury is now in Capricorn from the 1st through the 12th. Well, it's in Capricorn from the 1st to the 22nd, I believe. But it's going to go retrograde in Capricorn on the 12th. And so you are now center stage, and the things that you have to say are making a big impact on your romantic dynamics. So people are really kind of hanging on your every word up until that Sagittarius movement in Mercury. So it's really important for you to be mindful of what it is that you say, because the people are truly listening, which is a great feeling until things go retrograde. Then you can accidentally, recklessly say the wrong thing, hurt someone's feelings, make the lines blurred. Singles, you can kind of come off like, you may come off a bit like a player after Mercury goes retrograde in Capricorn, because you can kind of blur the lines in terms of what you want or what you're trying to say or what it is that you're trying to solidify with another person. For those of you who are coupled and or dating, you can create a lot of conflicts or be the bearer of conflict, tense conversation. I would just say to watch what it is that you say. Take this time to refine yourself, which is think before you speak. With this Venus and Scorpio transit going on with this Mercury transit, they both trine each other. It's a good time to really dive within the self, understand the value of your connections, and say to yourself, okay, I do not want to hurt this person, or I do not want to come off inaccurately to a friend or to a lover or family member. So how do I make sure that because I understand the intensity of this bond and I want to strengthen this bond from a deep space within myself, how do I ensure that I speak well and I am mindful with my words? So I would say more than anything, it's practicing mindfulness in your connections and ensuring that you are leading them in the right direction, because communication is everything when it comes to relationships. And so at this point, you are leading in terms of communication simply because it's the magnetism that is being directed toward you with your Capricorn placements. And that's up until the 22nd. Lastly, I would say when Mercury does enter Sagittarius, like I was saying, that's when the past is coming up and rearing its ugly head. A lot of things that you've had to heal in the past, especially when you want to talk about how at the end of the month, when we're looking at a bit of a Saturn square, it's going to bring up a lot of things in terms of having to heal and how the past has impacted the present. So for those of you who are in couples, a lot of old fights are going to come to the surface. I hope that I'm in focus, but a lot of old fights can come up to the surface. So where you're kind of in this magical space throughout the month, when Mercury enters Sagittarius, things that you might have said before are not being let go of. Also things from months ago, maybe even a couple of years ago, coming up and being up for conversation. So the past is on your mind in general during the Mercury Sagittarius transit. It just is. And it is in conversation. And if you are in a long-term relationship, this can cause a lot of conflict. You guys are going to be revisiting things that have taken place, revising them, trying to make sense of them. Again, it can get explosive during that time as well. So the holidays can be a bit explosive, mainly because if the past is here finding itself in your subconscious, it's right around the holiday season. So you have a lot of holidays going on around that, I guess around my birthday hour, right? Which is Christmas. And there's a lot of things going on during that time. and a lot of family, a lot of friends, big with love. So there's a bit of a tense energy going on during that time because it is a retrograde. And also for you, the past is on your mind. So you can find yourself around family members and feeling very tense, angry, frustrated, bringing up things that hurt you from a long time ago. Your lover as well, you can feel tense, angry, frustrated, bringing up things that are bothering you. They can accidentally do something like, I don't know, put alcohol in something you're drinking. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a reference, but something very small can turn into something very big because of the way in which you are running through the things going on in your subconscious mind. So I would, again, say to be very mindful at the end of the month. Take some deep breaths. The energy is going to shift as Jupiter goes direct. This is after the holiday, so this is more around New Year's. Which is going to look very good. And also another thing during that time is when Venus goes into Sagittarius. So right around that New Year's time period, there is like a big shift. Serendipity, the energy is lighter, the energy is clearer, it's more peaceful. So during that time, whatever it is that took place during the actual holiday 2-week time period, it's not necessarily to say it can be resolved. It's more saying you're just going to kind of look for a happy shift. So if maybe a couple of big fights had taken place, you're ready to let them go and try to do something different to start the new year. At the end of the day, you're going to be starting the new year with fresh, vibrant, light energy. And all of these things that are running through your subconscious that are kind of bringing you down during the Mercury Sagittarius transit, it's there to make it so that you refine, understand, have the conversations that need to be had. If you can, especially if you're a couple, leave 2023 in 2023, take this time to, you know what, let's just get it all out. Let's just do it all right now. It's the perfect timing. Let's have a big family conversation, friend conversation, whatever it is that you want to do. I would say to utilize this energy. Don't fight it. Don't resist it. Embrace it, because it's there to make it so that you address what needs to be addressed so it doesn't weigh you down the next year. So you're not sitting weighted with these bags holding on to you, okay? So never resist, always persist. Yeah, and that's pretty much where it is that you will find yourself, especially again as Jupiter goes direct. It is beautiful, and it's going to be that way for you for a while. 2024, I'm excited to do the 2024 readings in general, because there's a lot of really great things happening during that time. But December is that last bit of 2023, and all of the different ups and downs that are taking place this month are there to show you all of the lessons that you were meant to learn. The love that's coming in, but also the looking at the past and comparing the past with the present, allowing people to love you better. People want to love you deeper. You're not having to try when it comes to love during December. All eyes are on you. The love is being given to you. It's just a matter of how you navigate it and how you understand it, how you learn how to let it in. So these are all things that you've been learning throughout the years. You've had to let go of things that did not serve. Dive into the depths of your love subconscious all throughout the summertime with that Leo and Venus, which was not easy. You guys have been in and out of the love dynamic to find yourselves in December in a much more lighthearted space. But now it's kind of like you're the one who has the ball in your court. You're the one with other people. I mean, I hate to say, but you're the one with people's hearts in your hands. You're the one that people are listening to or looking at, value, see, and want to give to. So you have the authority basically to shift your life in the way you want it to be when it comes to your love and relationships, because all eyes are on you. Okay, so I would say move with diligence, mainly because when Sagittarius goes into Mercury, you're going to want to get a little bit introverted. And that introvertedness, again, can cause conflict. So I would say to try to communicate the best that you can. Take this time to really, you're going to be introspective during December. You're going to kind of be very focused on your self-love and the way you see yourself. But it's not about overgiving or oversharing or anything like that. It's about understanding this new art of love and how you want to show up into it, which is very, very good. Especially because, like I said, the karma is working in your favor where other people are there and you don't have to do anything. You just have to learn how to respond. Okay, so that's what I have for you for your astrology, and let's get into the reading now. So what do we got going on here? Interesting message. We started out with the Three of Pentacles, and it's clarified by the Nine of Cups and the Three of Cups. Then we've got those here by everlasting promise here with wedding rings and closure issues. Also being able to move on, get exactly what it is that you need. In the shadow, we've got the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Your advice is here with legacy of light and diving for light. Your advice is light. What does it mean to understand your own light here with legacy of light? And what does it mean to try to look for the positive? You are resisting a wish fulfillment. You are resisting something that continues to work. Continues, interesting how I said continues. You are resisting something that wants to work. For some, continues to work. You're finding the space of practicalization, especially for those of you who are single. You're finding a space of practicalization where you are having kind of easy dynamics with other people. If you are coupled, it's more like you're looking at things, again, a more practical means. You could be focused on career things, what's going on money-wise, the practical matters of your connection, but you're not looking to dive much deeper, or at least it seems like you can't right now. There's something resisting. It could be family, it could be the holidays, it could be various things kind of getting in the way of a feeling of relaxation and smoothness in the dynamic, in the relationship dynamic. But again, we have this clarified by the beautiful wedding rings, along with getting exactly what you need, or closure issues, boat, etc. I can't help but feel as if though it is you who is resisting what it is that you desire the most. Here you are at your spiritual advice being lifted from guilt and fear, asking yourself to go within. You are resisting the movement. You like this space where things are easier to control, where you can ignore what's going on in love and kind of focus again on practical matters. And love is sitting underneath you, and it's kind of right there around you. And again, for those of you who are coupled, what it is that you desire in terms of this beautiful little space that you want to achieve with your partner is there, but you're just way too distracted. You've just got way too much going on, and you don't want to be pulled into anything. You don't want to be binded by anything. And a part of the reason why is because we've got this Page of Pentacles in reverse. For those of you who are single, it could be that you're worried that you're not going to get an offer. It could be that you believe that what it is or whom it is that you're interested in is not a serious choice, is not a serious option. So you're kind of, I guess, some would say, keeping your options open. Allowing yourself to kind of be a little bit more fluid, a little bit more platonic with things. But here we have someone that is interested in some kind of serious commitment. For those of you who are coupled, we have someone here in your dynamic looking to go further, looking to give you exactly what it is that you want, furthering your commitment, amplifying your commitment. Some of you, again, we talked about things like engagement, or taking something from kind of, sort of, into a most definite. So all of this energy is around you, but you're resisting it. You're resisting it because of you're thinking negatively about it. You're not feeling optimistic about it. You're worried that you're not going to get what it is that you want, or that again, there isn't anything practical here. There isn't an actual offer here. But you're being advised to look at things from the positive. But not even just look at things from the positive, know who you are as well. What part of this is you questioning yourself? Is it that in terms of your relationship dynamics, where is it that you're not seeing the fact that someone or something aligns with the way in which you want to see yourself, or the life that it is that you're looking to acquire for yourself? But this doesn't necessarily feel like, oh, you're hurt and you're wounded type of resistance. It just feels very much like you're distracted. You're not feeling like you want to give energy to this. You're kind of like in and out about it, I would say. Focused on other things, wanting to keep things on the surface because your brain is activated in other places. Tune into your heart. Again, your spiritual lesson, first things first, tune into your heart and you'll be able to find your way through any negative or toxic situation. Engage in self-healing and space clearing. Commit to regular practices that help you connect to your inner light. Your light, again, with light, your light shall not be overcome by any darkness or negativity. Take time to clean your heart and mind of negativity by focusing on the divine beings that bring joy to your heart. Focus on the divine beings that bring joy to your heart. You have to go within and bring this with you. So am I wrong? Is it not just as simple as you want to just be practical? Is there a little bit of a residual pain going on there? The residual weight of toxic energy that is moving you forward? You're feeling fine, you're feeling okay. Again, this does not feel heavy either. This feels very light, very simple. It just feels like a no. Just feels, no, I'm not going to focus on this, or I'm going to go in this direction, or, you know, my mind is going to center itself elsewhere. But you're ignoring something that you would really want. You're ignoring something that would be good for you. Because you don't want to embrace it. You don't want to. There are things that are still sitting inside of you. Take the time to clean your heart and mind of negativity. Because you're worried about this. You're worried that you can't get this fresh, new, solid beginning. So why even open yourself to it? Why even go toward it? Why? It is appropriate for you to desire your own personal and sacred space and access it daily. You are being healed from guilt and fear. Double confirmation on fear and negative energy still sitting inside of you. Such emotions will no longer steal your personal power or dissuade you from your confidence, happiness, in realizing your own worth. No matter how unlikely it may seem, you are going to emerge from a spiritual winter into more light and life. The divinely ordained time for your liberation, healing, and emergence is much closer than you realize. Abundant blessings are stirring and shall soon manifest. How much are you still sitting with, and what it is that you're sitting with? Yes, it may not. You're not feeling as heavy. You know, you're not feeling as you. But we did talk about the fact that nearing the end of the month, there's going to be a lot going on in your subconscious. But when you enter into December, you're not necessarily feeling as heavy, but are you detached because of things that exist inside of you that you're not facing? Is old pain causing you to be so practical? So practical that you're disassociated, so practical that you're just, you know, you're kind of there, but not really. This won't work. This is not going to work. For those of you who are in commitments, let's not revisit this. Let's not go there. Let's not talk about it. I don't want to go on this honeymoon experience. I don't want to further our commitment. I don't want to move to another level. Let's just not. You know, it's been too much. There's too much going on. There's been too much baggage. I'm too focused on the holiday. I'm too focused on family. I'm too focused on all of these other things. It's like you're detaching yourself in order to not feel. In order to not embrace these cups. And it's because of the pain of the past. For those of you that are carrying guilt, a lot of that could be, have you found yourself in a new connection or a new dynamic that maybe wasn't created in the most, how do you say, I don't want to say pure, but conventional means. And maybe that's a part of what's taking some of the, or for you guys, that's a part of where some of this guilt and pain is coming from in terms of being able to celebrate you and your partner, or you and the person that you're dealing with. For those of you that are in more conventional long-term situations, again, this feels like whatever residual weight has been going on between the two of you, whatever is going on that you guys don't want to talk about, you're distracting yourself with things on the outside, which is a great time to do that in December because there are so many things to distract yourself with. It's the brink of consumerism during December, the overconsumption of family materials, etc., etc. It's detaching you, it's keeping you distracted. For the singles, you are just not admitting that you found a potential wish fulfillment and you don't want to take it further. You do not want to commit to it. You do not want to see how you can be fulfilled. because you've spent so much time with not being able to find anything that was real or anything that would stick. And you're not going to go through a situation where you're going to feel as if though you are being strung along, or that you are going to invest in something that is not going to be a good investment. And you're sticking to it. I mean, you're very solid within yourself, and most importantly, you're enjoying this space that's practical. All of you, in terms of this resonation, are enjoying being in a more simplistic, practical space. But every single one of you need to get out of it. Every single one of you need to dive deeper, go deeper within yourself, release the pain that you're dealing with. Because there is joy that can be experienced here. Allow yourself to get into this space of furthering commitments, going into a more celebratory energy. Get exactly what it is that you want, what it is that you desire. Even if it was something you desired a long time ago and here it is into fruition, you still once desired it. Just because it didn't come at the time that you thought it was supposed to come doesn't mean it's not still valuable. Again, this feels very light. Like the career reading, very light, very simple. I will let you guys know now in the career reading I was very awkward because I felt like I resonate with the message, and normally if I do, it's something that's more private, versus now it's something that feels more public and it's uncomfortable for me. So I'll just let you guys know that if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, this is let go. Release, let go, let God, let the divine. This is happy energy. It's just your own stubbornness. That's all. Open up. Allow it in. And it'll gently take you out of the space that you've been in. Whatever dark space that has been existing within or within your heart. It's okay. Nothing better than walking into a new beginning when you've already been healed, huh? Nothing better than that. Step by step. Okay, so Capricorn, this is your love and relationships reading. I love you. Ciao.